Billy Connolly didn't walk onto a stage one day and decide to become a legend. He crawled out of the Glasgow shipyards, smelling of welding fumes, and somehow ended up making the entire world laugh. And the wildest part? He never really changed along the way. Before the sold-out arenas and Hollywood films, Connolly was just a young man in a hard hat, doing physical work alongside other working-class Scots. But the moment he started telling stories on stage, something clicked. He had a gift, not just for comedy, but for truth. He said the things everyone was thinking, and somehow made it funnier than anyone thought possible. His material wasn't manufactured. It came from real life, real observations, and a genuine refusal to take anything too seriously, including himself. Take getting older. Where most people dread it, Connolly leaned into it like a warm bath. He once talked about his promise to himself to become a nuisance in old age, showing up to Parliament and shouting "liar" from the public gallery, or interrupting church services to demand clearer explanations from the priest. He hadn't gotten around to it yet, but you absolutely believed he would. Even when age brought real challenges, he never lost the plot. He developed sleep apnea, which meant sleeping with a breathing machine strapped to his face. His description of going to bed sounding like a World War II fighter pilot was the kind of bit that made you laugh and wince at the same time. And when Parkinson's disease entered the picture, with its early medications and baffling side effects, he managed to find the punchline even there. That's not just comedy. That's courage with a microphone. His career stretched well beyond stand-up. He landed acting roles in major films, including a part in Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, alongside Jim Carrey, playing a snake expert. He also appeared in Peter Jackson's The Hobbit, despite cheerfully admitting to Jackson's face that he'd never read Tolkien and had no particular interest in doing so. Jackson apparently laughed. That's the Connolly effect. His relationship with school was famously hostile. He couldn't stand it, and made no apologies for saying so. Grammar, mathematics, formal learning, none of it resonated with him. What he believed people truly needed to learn was far more practical, and his version of a useful curriculum was as outrageous as everything else he said. What set Connolly apart wasn't just the jokes. It was the fact that he was always entirely himself, on stage, in interviews, in airports, where he was desperately trying not to say something that would get him arrested. He started out as a musician, carried that free spirit into comedy, and never let the weight of fame iron out his edges. From the shipyards of Glasgow to the red carpets of Hollywood, Billy Connolly remained one of the most honest, unpredictable, and genuinely funny people to ever pick up a microphone. He didn't perform a version of himself, he simply was himself, and that turned out to be more than enough. There will never be another one quite like him, and honestly, the world is still catching up to the jokes. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and subscribe. There's plenty more where that came from.